Welcome to Floris Computers Academy. In this lesson today, we are going to be looking at part 2 of our Microsoft Word for Beginner. We did part 1 video already, and the link to part 1 is in the description. You might want to check that before we go into part 2. However, I'm going to do a quick recap on what we discussed in the part 1 of the Microsoft Word for Beginners. This lesson is important for everyone that want to master the skill of Microsoft Word. Whether you are a beginner or you have learned it as sometimes before, but you are not skillful enough on using Microsoft Word, then this lesson is important, and I'd like you to watch to the end. If you have any question whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out in the comment section. We are going to respond to that in due course. Let's do a recap on what we discussed in lesson 1 in the last video. We talk about the menu bar, we talk about the ruler, and I show you what the ruler is and how to adjust the ruler in the last lesson. And then the first line on your Microsoft Word, when you open it, is actually your title bar. Below the title bar is where you have the menu bar. Below the menu bar, then we have the standard toolbar. I'm going to show you that here. Okay, this is the menu bar. The blue area on my screen right now is your menu bar. That's where we have the file, insert, design, layout, reference. I discussed intensively about the menu bar and also comparing it to what we have in Microsoft Office 2010. This is Microsoft Office 2019 that I'm using for this training. Okay, and I promise that today we are going to be looking at each of this menu bar. If you can see the menu bar, it has a standard toolbar. So what we have here, they are all called toolbar, standard toolbar. The paste, okay, the paste, the cut, the copy, the formatting, the B, the I, all of these are known as standard toolbar. And we also discussed about the ruler. Okay, I talk about how you can adjust your ruler, and I talk about the workspace. That your workspace starts from the white line between the ruler from the left margin and the right margin. We talk about the top and the bottom margin in our lesson 1. So in this lesson today, we are going to be focusing on the menu bar in this lesson 2. Now, the menu bar, the first menu that you have on the menu bar is File. Now, if you click on the File, let's look at all the tools that we have under the File. The first one that we have there, as you can see on the screen, is Info. Now, if you look at the right side of the Info, as you can see on my screen here, okay, the Info on the right side here, if you look at the Info, what you have there, we have Protect Document, Inspect Document, then we have Management, and then towards the far right of the File menu, we have Property, like you can see over here. Now, let me start the explanation with Property. This is talking about the property of the document that you currently open. Every time you open your Microsoft Word or any document that you have worked upon before, you can easily come to the file and look at the property of that document. What does that mean? You want to know the size of the document. Remember, sometimes if you need to send a file from one place to another, you are sometimes constrained by the size of the file. You are going to be told in most cases, if you need to upload a file, that the maximum size to be uploaded is maybe 20 megabytes or 5 megabytes or 10 megabytes, whichever case it may be. How do you know the size of your file? The file that you are working on, maybe you have typed up to 100 pages in your document, but you want to know how big that file is. You can easily get to know about that by clicking on the file and come to the info. On the right side of the info, you are going to have all the full detail there. For example, you have the size. That's the first thing. Now, you look at this document, not saved yet. It's because this document has not been saved. So it's not going to show you any file size, because right now, Microsoft Word cannot determine the size of this file because it has not been saved. Let's go ahead and save it. Then we are going to see what happened. I will save the document for the first time, and then in order to save the document, another tool that you are going to be using is called save, and that is also under file. So I'm going to come over here and click on save. Now if I click save, it's telling me where do I want to save the document. I'm saving it for the first time, so because of that, it's asking save as what and to where. Those are the two questions that you need to answer when you are saving. I'm going to save this one for the first time, and I want to save it to the desktop. Or if you are not going to save it to the desktop, you might want to browse to the location where you want to save your file. Now let me say this quickly. I want to admonish you that if you want to save your file, important documents should not be saved on the desktop. The desktop is like the sitting room of your house. That means if you have a visitor that is coming to the room, coming to your house for the first time, the first place they are going to get into is your sitting room. What does that mean? You don't want to leave your sitting room to be litter, okay? You want to keep it clean. So in most cases, the desktop is only meant for the document that you are currently working on. In fact, the best approach is that only the shortcuts of the programs and applications that you install should be on your desktop. Your document should be in a document folder. For that reason, I'm going to save this file in a document folder. Okay, in the document folder, I have a lot of documents here. Then you are going to give it a name. What name do you want to give to the document? Let's call this one training file. Okay, that's I'm saving it to document. Then you need to take note of where you save the document to, and also you need to also pay attention to the name that you save the file, that you used to save the file, so that when you are looking for the file later on, it will be much easier for you to be able to find it. So right now I go ahead and save this document into the document folder. Now it has been saved. Because of that, let's go back to file and then info. Now you can see this document currently is 12.2 kilobyte. Now 12.2 kilobyte. Why is it so small? Because there is no content. We have not had any text to that document. Let's go ahead and type something. So I just typed some document right now, and then I'm going to save this file that I just typed, and let's go ahead and go over and click on save. I go back to file, then I click on save. Now I want to see what is the info about this file. Now initially it was 12.2. Right now the file has increased to 12.4. So the more content you have in the file, now the bigger the size will be. And it's also important, by the time I copy and add image to that file, it's going to be far bigger, because the image will definitely increase the size of your document. So if you now add a video file to that file, that make it more bigger as well. So take note of that. Now you want to also know part of the property of the file. The information about the file that we just opened right now is also the fact that it's a single page document. Okay, how many words do we have there? 112 words. Total time that I spent in working on this file since the first time that I opened it is 19 minutes. So these are where you are going to get all the info about the file that you currently open. That's what the info is all about, especially the property aspect of the info. Now beyond that, we also have these three options here, which has to do with protect document. Okay, you can protect the document that I'm currently working on. The name of the file is training file. Now I want to protect this document. It's a sensitive document, and the system that I'm using, let's assume that it's a public system, meaning that I'm not the only one that has access to that system. I don't want somebody else who has access to the system to be able to tamper with the document, either to open it or to manipulate the document in order to affect the integrity of the file. I don't want that to happen. Therefore, I can protect the document by putting a password. How do you do that? You come over to protect the document, and then you click on protect document. When you click on protect document, you do encrypt with password. Please, I want to say at this point, if you encrypt any document with password, you must not forget that password. If you forget the password, forget about the document. There is no way to recover that document. You cannot access the content of the document again. So you have to think twice before you encrypt a document with password. And if you ever done so, make sure that you have another secure place where you keep the password, in order to ensure that whenever you need the password and you cannot remember, you can easily go back to it and check it. So in order to encrypt this, all you need to do is to encrypt with password. Then you go ahead and put the password. It's going to ask you to put the password again. Go ahead and do it again, and then click OK and save the document. I don't want to encrypt this document with password, so I'm not going to be doing that. You go ahead and open a Microsoft Word on your system, maybe for a test, and save it, and then thereafter add the password to it. Encrypt the document with password, and then try to open it again. The document will ask you to put the password before you can reopen it. So you can use that to test, and if you have any challenge in doing that, drop message in the comment section. I'm going to respond to that. Now let's move from here. Let's go to new. We are still talking about the file. Remember, we are discussing the menu. We are under file. The first two that we saw under the file is info. The second one is new. This has to do with opening a new document. Now I have the new blank document. I'm currently working on a file. Now I want to open another Word document to continue to work, maybe a document that is similar. Let's assume that I'm working, the last file we talked about, training file. Now I want to work on this and call it student record. Okay, student record. The last one is training file. I can open another document. That means I have two documents simultaneously open. If I go back to my toolbar, I can decide which one do I want to work on or continue to work on. So I don't need to close one document to open another one. All I need to do is to click on the file and come to new. And with this, I'm able to open new document. And if it's a template that I want to open, like I explained in the first lesson of this Microsoft Word for beginner, you can actually open any template as well. You click on it, the template is going to pop out, and then you go ahead and edit the template to have the document. Now, how do I go back to the last document we are working with? Okay, come back to the taskbar down here, and then you can access the document. You see the training file. Then we come here and go back to the file. Then the next thing that we have after new is open. What is open all about? Open has to do with the document that you have worked on and you have closed. Then you want to open the document. When you click on the open, you have the option to browse to where you save the document. This is why I say you must pay attention to where you are saving the document to. So I can browse to the location. If it is document, then I can look for it in my document folder. If I remember the name, I just type it. Okay, I'm going to get the document back from there. However, for me, since we just saved the document, it is also in our recent document that we have worked on. So this is the document I'm looking for. So you can easily see the training file. All the document you have opened and you have worked on in the last few days, you are going to have all of them under the recent document for you. It makes it easier for you to open any one of them. And if you are looking for a folder, you can also see here, document folder. These are the other folder you might want to check for the file that you are looking for. Now, from there, we come over to save. We've talked about save earlier on. What save does is to save a document. Then what about save as? Somebody may ask, what's the difference between save and save as? Okay, you use save to save the document for the first time. After you have improved, you have typed, the content of the document has improved, you have added to the content of the document. For example, now I just add to the content of this training file document now, and I want these changes that I've made to be saved to this document. What do I need to do? I go ahead and click on save. This save means that the last text that I enter into this document will be saved. So this is to continually save the document as I add to the content of the document. What about save as? Save as has to do with saving the document with another name or to another location. Remember, the last document was saved in document. This time around, I want to save it to the desktop. How do I go about it? Without changing the name or with changing the name? In that case, save will not, I cannot do that with save. I have to use save as. So I click on save as and then I select the desktop. Okay. And then if I want to maintain the name or retain the name, that is up to me. I can do save file name. I change it from training file to training file version 2. Okay. And I click on save. So this is another way of using save as. In this way now, I have duplicated the document on my system. One is saved in a document folder. The last one that I save right now that I use save as is now saved on my desktop. If I continue to work on this document, now look at what happened now. Whatever update I did to the document and I click on save, this document that is being updated right now is the one that is saved to the desktop, not the one that is saved to the document. So in most cases, if you need to edit a document and you don't want to tamper with the original one, what you need to do, open the document as we have opened this document. Okay, then do save as. Save it into another location and continue to edit the new save as. In that case, the previous document that you have opened that you don't want to tamper with will still remain original. Another way of using save as, currently this document is a Word document. Let's assume that you prepare your CV and you are done typing your CV. When you are done typing your CV, remember you are not going to send the CV out as a Microsoft Word. You want to convert it to a PDF before you send it out. So save as help you to save your document in another version, extension, okay, another Word extension or another extension apart from Word that will enable you to be able to open it with another application entirely. So I can go ahead now and save this document under save as type. You see all the options that you have here. Currently, I'm using Microsoft Word 2019 and I decided to save the document in 97 to 2003. So this means that I'm able to save the document in a backward compatibility. It helped me to open it with another system that is using Microsoft Word that is between 97 to 2003. So we have other options there. You can also save as PDF. If you are using Microsoft Office 2013 to date, you are going to have the option to save as PDF. You don't need any special software to convert your Microsoft Word to PDF. All you need to do is to use save as, and then you click the drop down. You are going to see the option of PDF, and then you can also save as every other format that we have in the list here. So that's how to use save as a function, and that's actually the major difference between save as and save. So you go ahead and try it. The next tool that we have under file is print. Okay, this is to print your document. So anytime you want to print, you come to file and you click on print. If your printer is installed, your printer software is installed on your computer, you are able to select the printer and then send to the printer. Then the next is share. If you want to share your Word document either by email or you want to present online, you can also do that under share. Then you can also export. You export your Word document to another kind of document. You want to export it as PDF or any other version, you can do that as well if that option or function is on your version of Microsoft Word. Below the close, we have account, you have feedback, and you have option. Now close means that you are closing this Microsoft Word. You are done working with it. Instead of you to come over and click the X, you can actually close the Word from file and then click on close. Now beside that, another important tools under file that I would like to share with you is option. Now when do you need option? Let me give you an example. If I click on the option, this dialog box will pop out and then come straight to the save. If you come over to save here, look at the first option you have there, save file in this format. By default, I can determine what format do I want the Microsoft Word to save as .docx. That's docs. Okay, that's the format by default. Another important feature that you need to know about here is save auto recovery information 10 minutes. What this means is that if I'm working on a system and I forget to save the document at all, every 10 minutes the Microsoft Word will automatically save the document for me. Now if power is interrupted, okay, or something happen and my computer suddenly shut down and I have not saved the work, I have not worked up to 10 minutes on the system, it means that I will not be able to recover the document. So that means you can adjust this timing here. Instead of 10 minutes I can make it 2 minutes. So what that means is that I don't, even if I forget to save, as I am typing, automatically every 2 minutes this document will save for me. So if something happened and I didn't save before the document closed, it means that the document has saved for me every two minutes that I do that. So that is under file option, and then you come to save, and then you come to save auto recover information. Every set the time based on your preference. Another important feature under save here is auto recover file location. Sometimes your system suddenly shut down and you have not saved the document and you don't even know where to look out for the document. Remember, if you have saved for the first time, you have either saved to desktop or you have saved to the document folder. But this time around, you have not saved the document at all. Where could the document be? And you have typed more than 2 minutes. That means the document has automatically saved based on the new setting that I've done now. But where does it save to? This is where it is. Auto recover file location. This is the location. All you need to do is to come to file like we have done. When you click on the file, go to option and come to save. Then click on browse. This is going to take me directly to where the document has been saved to. Look at this now. This is what you are working on currently. Training file. So if I open this folder, I'm going to see a copy of the document there. By the time I close this document, I will not see it there again because I have saved this document to the right location I want it to be. So this feature is only useful and very useful whenever you have not saved the document at all before your system suddenly shut down or restart. With that, you can recover your file if it has saved for a period of time that you set here. So that's the major tools that I'd like to discuss with you under file. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, I'd like you to go ahead right now and click the subscription button and like this video so that more people will have the chance of seeing it. Go ahead as well and share this video. Thank you for doing that. Let me show you the shortcut in the file. How to access the shortcut. Press the Alt key, just the Alt key on your keyboard. Put your finger on your keyboard and press the Alt key. Alt key, when I press the Alt key on my keyboard, look at what came up. Okay, hi for info, N for new. What that means is that you can learn the shortcut on your own. When you are in any of the tab, just press the Alt key. It will show you what you need to do to use the shortcut. So this means that I can press Alt I for info. I can press Alt N for new, Alt O for open, Alt S for save, Alt A for save as, Alt P for pay, Alt Z for share, Alt E for export, Alt C for close, Alt D for account, and I can do Y3 for feedback and Alt T for option. So the Alt key on your keyboard, Alt key is one of the special key that you have on the keyboard. It is on all the keyboard. Alt key is before, in most of the keyboard, you are going to see before the longest key on your keyboard, which is the space bar, and it's usually before and after the space bar. So you have two of those keys on your keyboard. So this shortcut help you to work when you are actually not with your mouse. Though you can use your keyboard to open a document as well as closing the document. So if I go back to the file and I do Alt, okay, and then I do Alt I, okay, it's going to give me more option. To use protect document, all I need to do for that is Alt P, okay. So in order to use any of the option, I can use the arrow key on my keyboard to now move to wherever I want to go. So with the Alt key, You can actually work on your system without a mouse. You can use your keyboard to do a lot of things without a mouse if you know how to use the Alt key. Once you press the Alt key, it will give you a clue of what next to do to move from one point on the Microsoft Word page to another. Now, the next in our menu bar is Home. Home group is divided or partitioned into four, grouped into clipboard, font, paragraph, and style. We are going to be looking at the rest of the home group in the next lesson. So go ahead and subscribe right now if you have not done so. I believe you enjoy this training. See you in the next class. Thank you.